Morning everybody, it's Nick. As I'm sure you can see, I wanted to do a quick update on the whole menopause I don't know, saga, journey. I'm not quite sure what word I should use, but I've just done approximately 6 weeks coming off my HRT because I was on HRT gel, which really didn't suit me that well. It's quite a lot of side effects, nausea, and just feeling a bit pants. Coming off the gel, initially I did feel better because I wasn't getting those side effects. But now, as I've got to the 5 or 6 week mark, I've really started to feel the, with, the low estrogen. So the last few days, I've really been struggling. I've had to start taking afternoon naps and just really bone tired. And I did make the decision the other day to reintroduce my HRT via the patch mechanism. Now, I've always really liked the HRT patches and got on enormously well with them and used them for nearly 6 years, and they were absolutely critical and completely instrumental in changing the quality of my life when the menopause came into play. But as often happens with antibiotics, my body got quite clever and realised that I was putting something in it that was not natural, and it started to reject it because I've been using the patches for so long. And the way that my consultant was able to diagnose that was because I was feeling nauseated a lot, and also I was having other symptoms, such as I was having a lot of tiredness. My hair was really suffering. It was very brittle and it was breaking. I got my aches and pains back, and I was just generally feeling fatigued and old and creaking. Very much the classic symptoms that I presented right at the start of my menopause before I started taking estrogen. And I think this is interesting. I found this really interesting, so I'll share it. And so what he explained to me is what's happening is, your body's clicked and gone, oh, you're putting something in that isn't natural. And basically, the mechanism by which I was delivering HRT, that's what it had got used to. Therefore, the HRT was effectively going round and round and round like a washing machine in my liver, rather than being broken down into the component parts and then sent off to the relevant parts of my body that needed it. And basically, that's what was causing the nausea. And generally, he explained to me, or my understanding, I'm not a physician, I am a humble middle-aged woman, just sharing my journey. And if it resonates with others, fantastic. That the nausea is generally, my liver talking to me saying, don't like this, I'm overloaded, and the HRT was just going round and round and round. So although I was putting the patches on, my body wasn't absorbing it, and I was getting nausea. So I've had, do you know what, I've forgotten how long it is. I think I've been talking about 8 months, but I think it might actually be nearly a year since I used the patches and I transferred to the HRT gel, which was, it was kind of okay, but in the end, the side effects. And actually, I had the gel early on in my menopause and it didn't really suit me. It's a very different way of delivering HRT. So generally, I put the gel on every day. So it's more short term. You put it on, you use it that day, you put some on the next day. So patches are, for me, a slower release because I just change a patch every, probably once a week. So I think the gel always felt a bit aggressive for me. And if I put too much on, I would get raging headaches. And it just, I think it's a very unique thing. And HRT is so subtle. There has even been different makes of HRT. So I used different patches at first. And even the make of HRT affected how efficient my body used it. And that was just a process of trial and error. So long story short, the gel didn't suit. I stopped taking it. All of this was in consultation with my GP and my menopause consultant. So big caveat there. I am empowered, I'm educated by my support network in terms of my GP and menopause consultant, but I don't just go off and work in isolation. I absolutely talk to them about what I'm doing and we make a plan together. And I think a lot of it is about being flexible and open-minded, and what works at one point might not work later on. So I've had 5 to 6 weeks off the estrogen gel. Side effects went, but I'm definitely starting to feel the effects of low estrogen, body aches, extreme tiredness. I have had a couple of hormonal crashes, so my emotional and mental capacity is reduced without the estrogen. I have a much quicker and more amplified response to challenges. So when things, you know, when things are all going hunky-dory and life's not too challenging and all the rest of it, I'm fine. But I get my response and my ability, my cognitive ability to rationalize and take a pause is vastly reduced when my estrogen goes low. And I noticed that each day, certainly by the time I get to mid-afternoon, my energy levels are absolutely at rock bottom and I just want to cry. And that also then feeds into anxiety and low mood and basically just losing my shit because I'm tired. I feel like a victim. I feel I'm overwhelmed. There's too much to do. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just, the whole thing just spirals out of control. So I put a HRT patch back on. What day are we on? What day are we on? What day is it? It's Thursday. So on Monday, I decided to put HRT back on. Now I haven't had any nausea as yet, and I would say that I'm definitely feeling a little bit more with it. So it's early days. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to check in with my menopause consultant in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to have some fresh bloods taken to see how we are doing and whether my body is absorbing this estrogen and whether therefore I can go back to patches. Fingers crossed. If my body is not absorbing it, it will come out in my blood results and the nausea will return. And then we will sit down and have a chat about other options because there are other delivery mechanisms apart from gel and patches. But I think what this has shown to me is that my body still does need some help with my estrogen. And on the HRT side, I'm not really, I mean, of course I could go cold turkey, of course I could. But, you know, for me, life's very short and I want it to be the best quality that I can each and every day. So I'm going to take the help if I can. So I thought it was, yeah, I just really wanted to share. So as ever, there is no certainty. There's no certainty in life, right? You know, everything is open mind, curious. Everything's, for me, is a bit of an experiment. Right now, we're just seeing whether my body will accept the patches again. Combination of keeping and observing my symptoms and taking some fresh bloods in a couple of weeks will let us know one way or another. It's not the end of the world because if not, we can try a different form of HRT. And I will, of course, keep you posted. Okay, lots of love. Bye.